right, welcome everyone. Hello, I'm Amy. I've got Kristen with me today, and we are in the Sonoran Desert once again in Arizona, and I'm so excited to have you do this flow with us in the middle of the desert. So as far as props go, there's nothing necessary that you need. I like to practice with blocks, so I've got one under my sit bones right now, and we've got one right here. If you like to have blocks or like a folded up blanket just underneath your sit bones when you're sitting, you can definitely do that, but not necessary at all. But we're gonna go ahead and start this practice today in a comfortable seated position, so whatever that looks like for you. Maybe it means sitting on your heels, or maybe it does mean lifting up your sit bones, but just finding that comfortable seat. And we're gonna start with a little bit of breath work. So take your right hand, and you're gonna put your right thumb on your right nostril, and your left ring finger is going to be on the outside of your left nostril. We're gonna do some alternate nostril breathing. So take that right thumb on your right nostril and close it. Find a soft gaze or close the eyes, and slowly take a deep inhale through your left nostril. Pause at the top, and as you exhale, start to release the right nostril, and plugging the left nostril with that ring finger, release out the right nostril. Relaxing at the bottom. Inhaling back in through that right nostril. Pausing at the top. And switching your plugging, so plugging the right nostril with the thumb, releasing the ring finger as you exhale out the left nostril. Inhaling in through the left nostril. Pausing at the top. And exhale out through the right, plugging the left. Pausing at the bottom. Inhale right. Exhale left. And continue to take this alternate nostril breathing at your own pace, in your own time. And beginning to bring balance into both sides of the body. And really intentionally pausing in between each inhale and exhale, noticing that moment. Continue this for one more cycle on your own time, with your own pace. And once you've completed that cycle, slowly open your eyes. Remove any props you might have used and start to roll over onto your hands and knees in a tabletop position. We'll inhale for cat pose, reaching the heart forward. Exhale for, this is cat. Exhale for cat, rounding the spine. Inhale, look up, belly drops. Exhale, spine rounds, pulling the belly button up and towards the spine. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, finding a neutral spine. Begin to extend the right arm out in front of you and reach the left leg behind you. So pulling the belly button in so the belly's not sagging, you're not dropping into the lower back. Reaching the fingertips forward as you press energy out through your back heel, creating traction in the spine. Take a big inhale here. As you exhale, bring that knee to the elbow, crunching underneath the body. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, crunching. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And on this last inhale, reach, get really long, shoot energy out through your fingertips at the same time, pushing out through the heel. And as you exhale, bring that hand and knee back down to the mat. We'll do the other side. So inhale, lift your right arm forward, reach your right leg back. Just find yourself here. Create a stable base. Find your center. Inhale, reach out long. Exhale, crunch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And this time as you inhale, reach long, shoot as much energy out at both ends as you can. Exhale, bring that hand and knee back down to the mat. This time, inhale, just reach the left leg back behind you. And as you exhale, start to send your hips up and back for a three-legged dog, keeping that left leg up in the sky. Start to open up the hip here, so turning the belly button towards the left side of the room, bending your knee, taking any circles in the hip, on that left hip, whatever feels good, maybe circling out your ankle, just slowly awakening this side. And as you exhale, bring that left foot back down to the mat. Float forward into a plank pose, pausing for a moment. Take a big inhale here. As you exhale, slowly lower down to your belly. Inhale, lift the heart up for a baby cobra. Exhale, coming back into tabletop position, knees under wrists, or knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. This time as you inhale, reach that right leg up and back behind you. And as you exhale, send the hips up and back, three-legged dog on the right side, keeping that right heel towards the sky. Starting to open over here, bending that right leg, and finding some gentle circles, either in the hip, in the ankle, maybe both. Bringing that right leg down to the mat, downward facing dog. Inhale, float out to plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Let's do that a couple more times. So inhale out to plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale through tabletop, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale out to plank. Exhale, lower. Maybe this time you only go halfway. And inhale to an upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Slowly start to walk the feet in up towards your hands, towards the top of your mat. Finding yourself in a forward fold at the top of your space. And allowing the shoulders, the neck, the arms to just be loose here. Finding any natural movements that come, swaying back and forth. Rubbing opposite elbows with your hands. Whatever feels right here, do it. Whatever you feel your body asking for, give it that. Inhale for a halfway lift at center. Exhale, hands back down to your mat. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky, rooting down through the feet. Exhale, hands back down to heart center, pausing. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat, stepping back into plank. Choosing your vinyasa, so lowering either halfway or all the way down to the mat. Inhale for a heart opening pose. Exhale, sending the hips up and back, downward facing dog. And we'll stay here for 5 breaths. Knowing every time we go through that vinyasa flow, you always have the option to curate it how you want. And maybe sometimes that means just sending the hips back to downward facing dog. Walk, jump, or step the feet up to meet the hands at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms up. We'll continue this cycle in Sun Salutation A. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Plank pose. Your vinyasa of choice. So flowing through or sending the hips up and back, downward facing dog for 4 breaths. At the bottom of your next breath, walk, jump, or step the feet up to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rooting through the feet, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands down, plank pose. Moving through your vinyasa of choice. Heart lifts. Hips go back, down dog. 3 breaths this time. And at the bottom of this breath, walk, jump, or step the feet up to the hands. Lengthen the spine, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down, plank pose. Vinyasa or not. Either way, we'll meet in down dog for 2 breaths. Walk, jump, or step the feet up to the front of your space. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, palms down. Plank pose. Choose your route to downward facing dog, where we will pause for just 1 breath, walking, jumping, or stepping the feet up towards the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. So you're probably feeling your heartbeat right now. Feeling the body feel warm. Notice that. Notice the energy you just cultivated within yourself through the breath, through the movement. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. This time, step the right foot back, dropping the back knee. Taking a big breath in, reach the arms up, low lunge. And taking a couple breaths here, really rooting down through that big toe on the front foot and finding length in the side body as you reach the arms up. Bring the hands down towards your chest, pausing for a moment, and start to twist. So turn towards the left side of your mat, bringing the right elbow on the outside of that left quad, twisting in your low lunge. Bring those hands back down to frame the front foot. Lifting up off the back knee, step the back foot up to meet the front, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands back down to the mat. Stepping the left foot back this time. Dropping that left knee down. Really creating your base, feeling steady before reaching the arms up, finding low lunge. And some people in low lunge really like to send that back hip forward, really sinking in. If that drops too much into your low back, if that puts too much weight back there, you don't have to sink as much. You can really bring the hips on top of that front hip. Exhale, bring the hands down to your heart and start to twist towards the right side. Bringing that left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Bring the hands down to frame that front foot. Coming up off the back knee, bringing that back foot in to meet the front, forward fold, top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. We'll step back to plank this time and move through a vinyasa or send the hips up and back for downward facing dog. And once you arrive in downward facing dog, reach the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, send that knee up in between the hands, bringing the foot down. Spitting down on the back foot, rise up, warrior one. As you exhale, open up into warrior two. Inhale, lift the right arm up towards the sky, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle, bringing that right elbow to the inside of the front quad. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, straighten that front leg as you reach forward, triangle pose. Bringing the right hand down to the front shin or ankle. Pause here for one full cycle of breath. As you exhale, come back up, warrior two. Back into warrior one. And hands down to frame that front foot. Stepping back into plank, moving through your vinyasa or meeting us in downward facing dog. And once you're in downward facing dog, the left leg lifts up towards the sky. Exhale, swing it up and through. Spin the back foot down, reach up, warrior one. Feeling strong in these warrior poses, starting with the feet. Exhale, opening up, warrior two. Inhale, reach back, reverse warrior. Exhale, come forward, extended side angle, bringing that left elbow on the inside of the left knee. Inhale, reverse your warrior once more. Exhale, straighten that front leg, reaching forward with the left hand before sitting that left hand down, coming into triangle pose. Staying here for one full cycle of breath. Coming back up into warrior two. Swiveling the hips, warrior one. Exhale, hands down to frame that front foot, stepping back into plank, moving through your vinyasa, downward facing dog. Pausing here for just a couple breaths to reset, really allowing this down dog to be a resting position. You also have option to choose child's pose at any time. On your next breath in, reach your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, swing it through up in between the hands. Reaching up, crescent lunge, staying on the ball of the back foot, back knee lifted. On your next breath in, bring your hands down towards your heart. Slowly start to put all your weight on the front foot, lifting the back leg up, warrior 3 with the hands at heart. Now try and see if you can stay balancing on that leg as you come into a standing position at the top of your mat, bringing that left knee in towards the chest. And grabbing the left knee with the hands, pulling that left knee in towards the chest. And start to cross that left ankle over the right quad. We're going to find a balancing figure 4 here. So just like we do when we recline, bringing that left ankle on top of the right quad and just sinking the hips as low as they go today. And putting the hands wherever helps you keep your balance. On your next breath in, drop that left foot down to the earth, reach the arms up, stand tall. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Stepping back to plank and choosing your route, choosing your way to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts up towards the sky. Exhale, swinging it up in between the hands, staying on the ball of the back foot, rising up, high crescent lunge. Bringing the hands down to heart center. Finding your balance, rooting through that big toe on the front foot, shooting yourself forward into a warrior 3, keeping that right leg up off the ground, keeping the hips square. So the leg might not come up high because you're keeping the hips square. Slowly start to come to a standing position, staying balanced on that left leg, bringing that right knee in towards the chest. Pausing for a moment, and then let's grab it with the fingers. Starting to come to that standing figure 4 on this side, so bringing that ankle on top of the quad. And allowing the hips to send themselves back as far as they go. Knowing that this side may be different than the last, balance-wise and sinking-wise. Ability to sink. Start to drop that right foot back down towards the earth. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, fold over your legs. And let's pause here. Grab your big toes with your peace fingers. And just let your body sink down towards the earth. Let the elbows splay out towards the side. Finding length in the spine as you inhale. And then just allowing yourself to fold into that space you've created as you exhale. Letting the head and neck go. And release your toes and start to walk your feet out to be the distance of your mat. And turning your toes out a little bit, sinking the hips down, coming into Malasana or Yogi squat. Just turning the toes out to the side a little bit and allowing your tailbone to sink all the way towards the earth. If this isn't feeling good, you always have the option to put a block underneath your tailbone. And bringing the hands to prayer at heart center. Elbows inside the knees. And finding a soft gaze or closing the eyes here. Bringing the hands down behind your tailbone, come down to a seated position. So allow your butt to come to the earth. Keep the knees bent and the feet on your mat and slowly just roll down, letting each vertebrae touch the mat. Reach your arms out about hip distance. Pull your, your heels so that they touch your fingertips. So pulling the heels in towards the glutes so they touch your fingertips. As you inhale, start to lift the hips up towards the sky, one vertebrae at a time. Exhale, slowly lowering the hips back towards the earth. Finding a little flow here in bridge. So inhale, slowly lifting the hips up. Exhale, glutes back down to earth, letting each vertebrae land on its own. And this time as you inhale, we're going to hold this bridge. So inhale, lift the hips up towards the sky and stay here. Or if it feels good, start to interlace your fingers underneath your low back, rolling your shoulders under a little bit to reach the heart up towards the sky. And stay here in this heart-opening bridge pose, breathing space into the front body. At the bottom of your next exhale, release the hands. Slowly lower the spine back down, all the way to the earth. And once it lands there, bring both knees in towards the chest. Grab both knees and just let the body rock side to side, massaging the lower back. Straighten the left leg, place it down on the ground. And start to reach that right heel up towards the sky. And grabbing wherever feels good for you today, behind the hamstring, maybe up towards the calf, or if you're able to do it, grabbing the toes. Just a deep hamstring stretch here for the right side of the body. Flexing both feet. Keeping that left leg active, and notice how that creates more sensation in the right leg when you do that. Start to bend that left knee, crossing the right ankle across the left quad. We're going to come into reclined figure four. So what we did standing up, but this time we're lying on the ground, reaching through and grabbing either the hamstring or maybe the shin of that left leg. Really being able to get into this stretch now without the balance component. Releasing that left leg long once more. Start to come into a spinal twist. So bringing that right knee across the left side of the body. Twisting over to the left side. Letting the right arm splay out towards the right. Inhale, coming back into center, straightening that right leg alongside of the mat and bringing the left knee in towards the chest this time, switching sides. Pull the left knee in towards the chest and start to reach the left foot up towards the sky, creating opening in the left hamstring, keeping that right foot active, rooting that right heel into the ground with both feet flexed. Start to bring that right foot in, bending the knee so that we can cross the left ankle over the right quad and find our reclined figure four. Interlacing on the hamstring or the shin. And really allowing your body to begin to relax as we start to wind down in this practice. starting to twist over towards the right, so straightening that right leg, pulling that left knee across the right side of the body. Coming back in towards center, rolling onto your back. Bringing both knees into your chest one more time, giving them a big squeeze. And slowly start to straighten out the legs towards your mat, the end of your mat. Straighten out the arms. Allowing your body to sink and totally surrender to gravity as you let yourself rest. Let the effects of this practice settle in your Shavasana. Stretch, reaching the arms up overhead and reaching the feet towards the bottom of the mat. As you exhale, slowly find your way back to a comfortable seated position. Be as gentle with yourself as you can. And keeping the eyes closed or in that soft gaze, whatever allows you to turn inward. Arriving back in your seat where we started the practice with our breath work. Noticing how different the body feels now. As Kona comes and kisses me, bring your hands to heart center. Take a big inhale, feeling the chest rise, feeling your heart lift. As you exhale, bow, thanking yourself, thanking everything around you for bringing you to this moment, and lifting back up. Thank you so much for joining Kristen and I out here in the middle of the desert, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Bye. Bye.